Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's TPM5 back again with another NBA video, and in today's video I'm going to be previewing the Boston Celtics offseason, talk about some trade rumors, some players they could draft possibly, and then also look at their salary cap situation for the future. So talk all things Boston Celtics for the next 5 or so minutes. This season was very underwhelming for the Boston Celtics. They were missing Kemba Walker for a large portion of the year. They were topsy-turvy, up and down from a 500 record, and managed to finish with just that, the 36-36 record, which is a 500 record. Jason Tatum broke out in the last year of his rookie deal, averaging 26 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists, cementing himself as a focal point of this team, and obviously the key thing for them to build with. And Jaylen Brown had another improvement as well within himself. He had a pretty good year as well. So it'll be interesting to see how Boston, adjusts their supporting cast. They already got Al Horford in a trade for Kemba Walker, and they actually picked up Moses Brown as well, another young center to add to their piece, which could be a trade piece later on. But just a quick reminder, guys, I make NBA content 2 to 3 times a week. I've been doing these off-season previews daily, and the next one's going to be about the Brooklyn Nets. So if you'd like to subscribe and help me out, I'd appreciate it. But yeah, let's get back to the video. I'm going to have the salary cap table up for the next 20 or so seconds, so feel free to pause, but I'm going to go through it with you guys. So as you guys can see, I highlighted the Kemba Walker thing because he's already gone and done with. Jaylen Brown's on the team until 2024, with that being a $28.5 million deal. He's only guaranteed $103 million over 3 years, which is relatively fair considering the average 25 points as a second option. Evan Fournier is an expiring. That'll be an interesting one for them. They gave up a little bit of value for him, so it'll be interesting to see how much they, offer him and how they try and keep him back. Marcus Smart will be on an expiring next year, so his deal with $14.3 million expires at the end of the 2022 season. Jason Tatum's with the team until 2026 with a player option that year for $37.1 million. He's obviously their best player. It's good they have him tied down long term. Tristan Thompson will be an expiring deal next year at $9.7 million. And the rest of the guys are all on team options, the younger players. And Jabari Parker's also on the team for next year, but it's a non-guaranteed deal. So they can waive him for no extra fee, or they don't need to pay him $2.283 million like what's on his deal. So when you talk about trade and trade pieces, Evan Fournier as a sign and trade possibly for a like-for-like swap could be an option. Obviously Marcus Smart and Tristan Thompson are expiring deals next year, so they could be useful in a trade package. Some teams look to drop off of guards on a multi-year deal for expirings because it just gives them more flexibility. But Boston do have a few options, and they have a lot of those young guys like Romeo Langford, Aaron Nesmith, Grant Williams, Peyton Pritchard, Robert Williams, and also Carson Edwards. Granted, Carson Edwards hasn't really shown much in his time in the league, but there's some guys that you can attach to those expirings that could get something noteworthy. So according to Boston.com and other sources, if Bradley Beal would welcome a move away from the Wizards, he would seek the Boston Celtics as one of those teams. Now in a blockbuster trade like that, I think the Wizards do hold all the leverage there, and they can kind of hold the Celtics to ransom. Robert Williams has been a guy that hasn't been able to consistently get on the floor, but he has shown promise for them, as if he averaged per 36 minutes, if he played per 36 minutes he's averaging 15 points and 13 rebounds. He'd be a key piece of a trade. Marcus Smart, is the longest tenured player on this team, been there for the whole rebuild, and this whole Danny Ainge has draft picks and then it doesn't trade for a superstar like we thought he would. But sorry, I'm getting off a tangent there, but he's a very key part of this team and their culture. But I think that if someone like Bradley Beal became available, he's tradable, and also he's one of the more movable deals and more, I guess, attractive deals for other teams as well. And then in a package for a guy like those two players and a combination of young guys with picks would probably get a firm, you wouldn't get hung up on by the Wizards if you offered that. But if someone like Damian Lillard, became available, maybe Jaylen Brown could be put on the table. I don't personally like that idea. I'll try and keep those two young guys together because they match each other's timeline, but I'm only telling you guys the rumors. Now the Celtics did have issues in the backcourt for a long period of time there. Now they did get Al Horford and they welcomed him back to the team in the city, but that still leaves a massive hole at point guard. Obviously they have more flexibility in the future, as Al Horford's not guaranteed his full deal next year. I think it's about half of what he's on. I think it's 27.8, and I think he's guaranteed 13.9, which gives them, a bit more cap space. But they're gonna need a replacement point guard, and it can be, from anywhere from their second round pick in the draft, maybe promote someone like Peyton Pritchard, or they could go after someone like Indiana from the Indiana Pacers. You could get Malcolm Brogdon, who's on a team-friendly deal, only 44.3 million over 2 years, which again Marcus Smart and a couple youngins could get the deal done. Another way to fill their hole in the point guard spot is just going into free agency. There are a lot of guys available. They'll probably need to do some sign and trade actions, but with Evan Fournier there, they might be able to manage something. But it's key to, I guess, bring him back or get value for him, because you did trade away some assets. If he leaves for nothing, it's not going to look good. But that'll be it for the video, guys. If you have any Boston fans, please comment. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.